Hello, welcome to this deep yoga stretch. We'll start in a comfortable seated position, placing one hand over the heart and the other hand on top, closing down the eyes, dropping the chin down slightly, just bowing down to yourself, bowing down to your practice. Taking this moment to notice how your body feels today, physically, mentally, emotionally. Noticing where you're holding the breath in the body, noticing its rhythm. See if you can breathe a little deeper. We'll take one big inhale together and releasing with the exhale as you blink the eyes open. Releasing the hands down to the knees and just lengthening your right leg away, taking the left sole of the foot to the inner thigh, flexing the right toes, placing your right hand on top of the left knee and reaching up and over with the left arm for a side stretch. Finding more length with every inhale, maybe folding deeper with each exhale. Inhale, releasing the arms back to center and just taking a side stretch on the other side just for a rebound. And taking the hands to frame that front leg, turning the chest towards the toes before gently folding over somewhere that you'd like to hold for a few rounds of breath. And gently lifting the gaze and walking the hands round towards the front before releasing the forehead back down to fold. Just feeling the change in the stretch, the difference in the hips. And then releasing the spine all the way back to center, guiding the feet together, soles of the feet together, knees out wide for our butterfly. Maybe folding over as an option. Just feeling how the hips may feel different as we've only stretched one side. Using your exhale as a tool to relax into these stretches. Lengthening the spine, releasing back to center, and just straightening your left leg this time, guiding the right sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Taking left hand onto right knee and reaching up and over with that right arm for your side stretch, flexing the left toes in towards you. Taking 2 deep rounds of breath. And then releasing the arms back to center, coming to take that side stretch on the other side just for a gentle rebound. Releasing the arms back to center, taking the hands to frame that front leg, flexing the toes in towards you before you gently fold over, maybe a couple of inches. Maybe keeping the hands on the shin or taking them around the sole of the foot. Just finding your stretch where you'd like to hold for a few rounds of breath. Lifting the gaze before gently guiding the hands round towards the front and folding back over, feeling the difference in the stretch in your hips, just from a slight change and adjustment. And walking the hands in towards you to lift the spine back up to center. We'll take both legs out to the diagonal corners of the mat. Maybe using your hands to guide yourself slightly forwards if you want to increase the stretch. Flexing both toes in towards you before walking the hands out to come to fold over, feeling a deep stretch into your hips and your inner thighs for a wide-legged forward fold. Taking 4 deep breaths. And then walking the hands in to lengthen the spine, gently guiding the knees in, making your way over to an all fours position. We'll lengthen the right leg away before drawing the right foot to the outside of the right hand, sinking the hips down for our lizards, lifting in the chest and the gaze for a moment, and then maybe coming down to the elbows as an option. If you're down on the elbows, coming back up to the hands, taking the right hand onto the right knee, maybe allowing the right foot to just come onto the blade edge, opening the hip just a little more, staying here, or maybe kicking up the left toes to the sky, reaching back with that right arm, taking the foot into the hand and gently guiding the foot in towards the glutes. It's a deep hip opening and quad stretch, releasing the foot from the hand as the hands come back down to the mat. Guiding the right foot back to your all fours position, allowing the hips to come back to the heels, reaching arms away, child's pose. Taking a moment to really ground, a moment of rest in the body, the mind. Are you feeling any differently now compared to when you checked in with yourself at the start of this practice? Gently lifting the gaze, shifting the weight forwards into the hands for all fours. We'll lengthen the left leg away, one long line. And then on your exhale, drawing the left foot to the outside of your left hand for your lizard. Option to come down to the elbows. Just finding where you want to hold and stretch into your hips. few rounds of breath. We'll gently come back up to the hands, placing the left hand onto the left knee as you guide the knee open, coming to the blade edge of the left foot. Staying here or maybe kicking up the right toes this time. Reaching behind with the left arm and taking the foot into the hand. Maybe even a gentle pull of the foot in towards the glutes. A deep quad stretch. Releasing the foot and the hand, taking the hands down to the mat to shift the left leg back to your all fours. We'll find our puppy pose. So when you're ready, walking the hands forward, maybe coming down onto the forehead. Maybe even reaching a little further if you want to drop the chest to the mat, and maybe even coming up to the chin. See if you can keep the hips stacking over the knees. This is a pretty intense stretch. So just finding where you feel happy to hold for a couple rounds of breath. Gently lifting in the chest before walking the hands in towards you to release. Sitting hips back on towards the heels, reaching the arms behind, wrapping the body around the thighs for our restorative child's pose, just feeling that counteraction of that heart opening posture. When you're ready, gently rolling up through the spine, coming up to sitting. Bringing the hands to prayer, the thumbs to the third eye, between the eyebrows, closing down the eyes. And just take this moment to connect to your mind. Take a moment to notice how your mind is feeling recently, maybe this week, maybe this day, or even just this practice. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining me here today. Namaste.